on board for a long time. I think he's about 85 years old and he stands about this tall. But he's a very high-ranking Kendo expert. And one day we were waiting for a meeting to start, so we were sitting around the table, and he told a story. And this happened a number of years ago, right after the movie The Last Samurai came out. So there was a lot of interest in Kendo right after that movie came out. And he said that there was this young Latina, young girl, and she was having trouble in school, getting into fights, and not keeping up with her work, and sort of skipping school and that kind of thing. Anyway, she got interested in Kendo, and so she came to the dojo, and so she said she wanted to learn Kendo. So he said, you know, if you're going to study Kendo, it's about focus, it's about discipline, you have to be thinking, you have to really look and commit yourself to something. And you can't just turn it on and turn it off. If you're going to do Kendo, you have to apply those same principles to your schoolwork, to your home, to your entire life. Are you willing to do that? And so she said she would. Well, a few weeks later, this young girl's mother came to the dojo and asked to talk to Art. And so she says, what are you doing here? What's going on? My daughter's not getting into trouble. She's doing her homework. She's, performing at school, at home. What are you doing here? And so he said, well, we gave her something that she needed, some discipline, some focus. Now, to me, that story is a tremendous story because we think about a gym, we think about sports, and even taiko. All of this is not just what you see, but also all of the preparation and work that goes into it. And young people today, many of them don't get that. And so sports and athletics and music and all of these bring an additional thing. And that's partly why I think the Budokan is such a special and important institution. Now, there was a movie that came out a number of years ago called Field of Dreams. And if you saw that movie, there was a line that was in that movie. And it basically kind of went along, if you build it, they will come. If you build it, people will come. Now, it's a nice line, but I know it's not always true. Sometimes you can build it, but people don't come. But I know for sure, and if you play basketball, if you do volleyball, I know if we build it, people will come. There's no doubt in my mind. The basketball leagues, I think JA basketball is one of the greatest volunteer institutions you could think of. The whole thing is run by volunteers because people believe in it. And if we build it, I know they'll come because they need places to play. The same thing with volleyball, martial arts, dance, music, all of these places. If we build it, they'll come. Now, we decided to call it the Budokan because it's going to be in Little Tokyo. That doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be just for Japanese, but it's in Little Tokyo, and it's going to become a centerpiece of our community. So it's going to be a big part. The JA community and the culture, it's going to be a big, important part, but it's not going to be just Japanese. And if you go to any dojo in this country, karate, judo, you'll see that that is one of the most culturally and racially diverse activities you can think of. There are blacks, whites, Latinos, Asians, other Asians, they all do sports like that. And so the Budokan is going to be for everyone, but it is going to be an important institution for the Little Tokyo and JA community. Now, it's also going to revitalize, I think, our area. It gives young people a reason to come to Little Tokyo. And it's, as you all know, I'm preaching to the choir. It's good for fitness and health and all that. So I can't think of a bad reason why we wouldn't want to do this. Now, we're going to be giving to each one of you who came tonight a small framed picture. And in the picture is a hand drawing done by some young people back in 1994. And they were asked the vision, what would you like to see in Little Tokyo? And so this is a group of high school and college age kids. That was 17 years ago, so they probably now have kids that can be playing. And as the time took us so long, but you'll get one of these, and I hope it'll remind you of why we think this project is so important, and we need your help. Now, the city has given us a piece of property It took us a long time to get this property, but it's a $7 million piece of property that the city is willing to invest into this project. And we have a 50-year lease for $1 per year. And I have to say, it was not easy in this time to get a $1 per year lease from the city, who is so strapped for money and looking for ways to get money. But they believe that this is a great project. And so we have the site now, and we're ready to raise money to build it. It's $22 million. It's a lot of money, I know, but I do know that if we help and can work together, we can raise that money. And so we need your help. We don't expect you to write a check tonight. I wouldn't stop you if you wanted to, but we do need your help. If you know people, if you're willing to do an event, if you're just willing to help out in any way you can, please let us know, because that's what tonight is for, to see what we can do. I also want to acknowledge some people who have